They've added a Tetris crossover? Huh. That might need to be looked into later. I mean, assuming that... Well, it's probably not going to be free. Who am I kidding? I was going to say, assuming it's free, I might actually be able to try it out, but I don't expect that it will be free. Which is kind of a bummer. And why... Why isn't this thing letting me see? Okay. YouTube always acts up like this. It doesn't always let me see the stream on my channel right away, which is annoying. Very annoying, because... There we go. Now it shows me. Hello, travelers of the internet, and welcome back to Guardian Studios, or if you are new to the channel, a big ol' welcome to you. My name is JGarda1, and I am your host, guide, and humble bard into the worlds of virtual and fantastical. And I am very pleased to welcome you all back to the channel, or in the case of newcomers, welcome you fresh to a Guardian Studios experience, as we prepare to dive back into the world of... Oh, we've been on Lyndas recently? Huh. I didn't realize we'd been on Lyndas recently. Anyway, we're going back into the world of Lyndas to start planning some builds and start getting some things done. The last few sessions, you guys may remember, we've been trying to figure out enchanting and getting diamonds. And we got some diamonds, but enchanting has become exceptionally slow. Not that it wasn't already, but it's even more so now. Which is, obviously not good. It's very not good. Hello. So we have our diamond pickaxe. With fortune, efficiency, unbreaking. We have a sword with looting and unbreaking. And, oh yeah, Bane of Arthropods. Not that that's really anything special. And feather falling boots with projectile protection. Not that I really care about that one. But, aside from that, we don't have much else at all. And I've been doing some thinking. It has become increasingly clear that the mob farm I built that-a-way is not... It's not enough for our XP needs. Enchanting has been super slow. Hey, Fox Kid! Enchanting has been super slow because we can't get experience that quick. I mean, let's face it. The fastest we've been able to get XP has been 1 or 2 enchantments worth every episode. And I have to sit there and actually whack the mobs by hand. I wouldn't have a problem with whacking the mobs by hand, except we don't get a lot of yield out of the farm we're using. I get that, Fox Kid. I hear that. Editing is probably the most time-consuming part of the video making process. So, what does any of this mean for Lyndas and for us? Well, it means that I've concluded that I'm going to need to remake an old project. It's one that I've done a couple of times before, because it's just such a good farm type, but it's a pain in the neck to build. I'm going to be making a zombie piglin farm. Why do I need a zombie piglin farm? Because that's the best farm in terms of mob spawn rates. Every other mob farm out there, you have to wait for the mobs to drop, and then you have to kill them yourself. Unless you put in what we call a trident killer. A machine that uses a trident to whack the mobs for you constantly as they drop into the kill chamber. Very, very good kind of farm. The problem is these farms have two issues. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. The problem I have with trident killer machines, you cannot leave or the farm could break. Which is not such a big deal, but it's tedious to have to go in, retrieve your trident, put it away, and make sure the machine is turned completely off. The other point, and the point that is more of a potential problem, a zombie piglin farm in particular is going to require obsidian. And a lot of it. See, the way the overworld, because we want to build this in the overworld zombie piglin farms require a huge nether portal. And the way I remember it working is the portal is constantly turned back on and broken. Turned on and broken. It's constantly opened and closed over and over and over and over. Because every now and then nether portals will push out a zombie piglin, which is the mechanic we want to make use of. But the chances of a zombie piglin spawning from just a passively open portal are slim. It doesn't happen often. So activating and deactivating a portal increases the chances and the frequency of zombie piglin spawns. Thanks for what, Fox Kid? Are you thanking me for explaining that? If that's the case, then you're welcome. Thank you, Storymaster. Hello, hello, hello. I get you. You can't do both. You can't do both watching and editing. I get you. I get you. Sorry about that. But also not sorry, because you sound like you're a little happy about it. Or at least I figure you're probably just a little happy about it. Anyway, so that's what we're going to have to be doing at some point very soon. And it is going to be very soon. We are going to end up building a zombie piglin farm. I didn't want to build a zombie piglin farm because, one, they are extremely OP when you add in a trident killer. You get levels so quickly with those that the only thing that ever could have rivaled it was the furnace glitch. With the furnace glitch gone, now our only option is the zombie piglin farm. Now, for anybody wondering, why don't you build it in the nether? I'm not going to the nether yet, is my first instinctive answer. The reason why I'm not going to go to the nether to do the zombie piglin farm is... Thank you, Storymaster. The reason I'm not going to the nether to do the zombie piglin farm is... That's not where I need the XP. I need XP here in the overworld. But, of course, we can't have it be too close to our base. Zombie piglin farms are laggy as all get out, especially those that are powered by a portal being broken and activated. So what we're going to do is we're going to go off, find a place where we can build the farm, and we're going to plan to build it there. But we're also going to have to try to get our hands on a lot of lava, which is where the real issue comes in. To make such a farm, we need a lot of obsidian. No, I'm not doing the LA farm. I'm not going to do the LA farm, Fox Kid. The LA-based XP farm is not going to work right now because that requires potion brewing. I know about the LA-based Silverfish XP farm, for anybody wondering. I can't do it right now because I don't have access to the Nether, and I'm not going to the Nether until I have full enchantments. Once I'm fully enchanted in my diamond armor, then the Nether is somewhere I'm willing to go. But until then, I don't want to go there if I can avoid it. Because the Nether is the most hostile place ever. I mean, let's take a count. You have ghasts, soul sand valleys, skeletons, wither skeletons, blazes, although those two are only in nether fortresses, which is where I would have to go if you make potions viable. Basically, it's just too much. It's too much right now. Going to the Nether would be way too difficult. Too many things that can kill me, and too little defensive power in my armor. I need at least max protection. I agree that there should be other ways to get blaze rods, or at least another way to get blaze powder. That's the part that everybody needs, is blaze powder. Consider, villages have brewing stands, so we never have to craft them. We just need to go get a brewing stand. But it's the blaze powder that we can't get in the overworld. That's why we end up needing nether fortresses, because you can't get blaze powder anywhere else. You can only get it from blaze rods. And the only way to get blaze rods is in a nether fortress, by killing blazes. So a brewing stand is pointless without having access to the nether. And again, not going to the nether without full enchantments. Which, if you've been paying attention, is where the conundrum comes in. My conundrum is that I can't do potion brewing without going to the nether. But I'm not going to the nether until I have full enchantments. And I can't do full enchantments without an XP farm. So, doing the LA-based silverfish farm will not work right now. I'm not going to the nether until I have full enchantments. It's funny how I've just used up all this time to explain that, but I want to make sure that it's all plainly clear. What other world, Story Master? What other world are you talking about? Hello, Fireheart! Welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you are returning. Hope you enjoy the stream, my friend. Well, depending on what world you're talking about, most of my other worlds have been, for one reason or another, retired. I have XP farms on this world. I have an XP farm on this world, but it's a mob farm. It's not that good. I mean, let's go over there and I'll show you what I'm dealing with. And why a piglin XP farm is now critically important to our continuation of this world and all efforts therein. Oh, I am! Don't get me wrong, I'm glad I have the XP farm that I do. I'm glad I have the XP farm that I do. But it's slow, and I can't AFK at it if I wanted to. Which means my levels come in at the slowest possible trickle. And enchanting takes forever. That would be me, Fireheart. I am the world owner. I am the host, and I created this world. Yeah, I get that, Fox Kid. I know that's you on the Jer thing. I'm sorry it's still giving you that kind of grief. I really am. So, to recap, what I've explained so far is that one of the big things we're going to have to do in this or the next YouTube stream is build a zombie piglin farm. That's going to take a lot of resources, but it is now necessary. I might one day, Fireheart. I might one day. We did at one point have a world that I hosted for myself and my Twitch channel subscribers. Which, if you want to find my Twitch channel, there's a link on the About page. And of course, some wonder, why do you need a zombie piglin XP farm when you've got this mob farm? Just watch. Watch and see. Thank you, Jer. Thank you very much. So by now I think you can already see the problem. The mob farm works. But that is the issue. Mobs come in such a slow trickle that it is really inefficient. Granted, we do get moments where we get several mobs dropping in rapid succession, but that's a rare thing. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that, Fireheart. So, in short, this XP farm is way too slow. I have to sit here waiting for mobs to pile up before I can take them out. And I'm sure someone's wondering, well, why don't you make a mob spawner-based XP farm then? If the mob farm is such a big deal, why don't you just make a... Because I don't have access to one. I don't have a mob spawner yet. I haven't been able to find one. I cannot find one in any easy way. I'd have to go looking. I'd have to go looking through the world to find one. And there are two problems with that. Number one, I'm not going to be doing the deal where I create a duplicate of the world and run around in spectator mode. to look for stuff, because that is cheap to me. Chunk base would work, but only in theory. See, here's the problem with chunk base. The problem with chunk base... Once upon a time, I would have readily used chunk base. Once upon a time, I would have readily used chunk base, but it doesn't work as well anymore. Because Mojang made it so that every instance of a world, every instance of a world's seed is different. So, if I'm person A, and say Jer is person B, and we each use the same seed to make a world, spawners will appear... Spawners will form on my version of the world in certain places. While if Jer is person B and has the same seed, his mob spawners will appear in a different location. They'll have a chance of being in completely different places. Chunk base can show you where possible spawners might be, but that's all it will show you, is possible. It can't show you anything guaranteed anymore. Yep, 30 levels. That won't work, Story Master. To answer your two questions. No, they do not spawn here if I am somewhere else. Because it's based on the simulation distance. Mob spawns are all based on simulation distance. You are correct, Jer. The second question, why not use campfires here when I am here? That won't work either. That won't work either. Doing the doing campfires will not kill the mobs and give me XP. It will kill the mobs unless they're fireproof, which for overworld mobs none of them are. But while the campfires will passively kill any mobs that fall in here, I will not get any XP out of it. Not a drop. Not a ping. Not a single bloomin' point. Because XP is based on if it's the player or a player's pet that does the mob killing. So, because of that, there is no way to make this farm passive without a trident killer. And there'd be no point. No, Story Master, I just explained that's not how it works. Campfires will kill the mobs, but it won't drop any XP. Exactly. I would need a trident killer to get XP. But that still leaves the problem of this farm being woefully slow. Yeah. XP only generates when a player does the killing. If a campfire does the killing, it doesn't do me any good. Now, a trident killer mechanism, on the other hand, would work to passively kill the mobs and generate XP. Because in that case, it's my trident that's doing the killing. the machine just throws that trident around, smacking all the mobs with it until they die. But you saw how slow those mobs were trickling into the kill chamber. That's not gonna work. It's gonna take way too long. Yeah. A campfire is a block that I've just placed. Doesn't have anything to do with me after that. Pardon me. Whereas a trident being pushed around by the pistons in a trident killer still qualifies as having been thrown by me. And so the game believes I did the deed. And so it makes the mob drop XP when it dies. Hopefully this explained my problems with my current mob farm and why we need certain components and other stuff. And now I can imagine some people are wondering, why didn't you just make the zombie piglin farm from the start? Because I wasn't sure I wanted to. Hello, Random Bros! Welcome back to the channel, my friend. The reason why I didn't just make a zombie piglin farm from the start is because those things are super expensive and powerful. Hello, Matthew! Welcome to the channel. The zombie piglin farm, once started, you have to stay near it to keep it activated or it will break. And once it's broken, it's a pain in the neck to get fixed. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. A zombie piglin farm takes a lot of XP, or not XP, it takes a lot of obsidian to make as well. Which is another reason why I hadn't built one. Because I didn't want to have to go looking for all that obsidian. I mean, look at what I have. I have only 22 obsidian. Think that's going to be enough? Nope. That is not enough. That is not going to be enough for the size and scale of these farms. A zombie piglin farm is generally way bigger than that. And if you're wondering why, because it helps increase the rate of zombie piglin spawns. So, those are the reasons why I haven't done this farm yet. And why I now realize that I need a zombie piglin farm. Zombie piglin farms are super powerful, but they're also very laggy. And you can't leave them running. You leave them running hoping to get more gold, and you're going to break the machine the moment you're out of simulation distance. It's pretty much an inevitability. It's not a matter of if it's going to break. It's a matter of when it breaks if you do that. Hey, Donut! Welcome back to the channel, my buddy. I often call people buddy, friend, and all that when I welcome them back. I like doing that. Oh! Careful there, Jer. I've done something similar myself once. It's not fun. Not fun to get all that powder in your throat. So yeah. I wanted to make sure you guys understood that at some point very soon we will be making a zombie piglin farm, and why I need to make one. and also why I hadn't made one before. Took up a lot of time to explain it and make sure everybody understood, but I just want to make absolutely sure you guys understand why I've made some of the choices I have, and why I'm changing my mind on some of them as well. These are all things that I consider. These are things that I find important. The general mob farm is still good for getting little bits of the items that mobs drop. Mob spawners would work, except I'd have to go find them, and there's no guarantee that a chunk-based map will show where one actually will be on my world. It can only show what might be, not what is, what might be. And that could end up leaving me wasting way more time running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to find something that isn't even there. When I could have spent that time building a farm that will definitely work. Wow. Depending on how big you wanted that video to be, Jerry, you might have cut out too much. Now, I'm sure a couple of people are wondering, well, why don't you just go ahead and build it? Or at least go get the obsidian you need. Well, I would. But I want to spend that time differently. I want to go over and start planning one of my big projects for this world. Well, if you like shorter videos, then go for shorter videos, Jerry. The other thing that's going to be happening today is I want to start planning out some of the builds I'm going to be doing. Because we're not just going to have mob farms and crop farms and stuff. And some of each are going to be disguised as just simple structures. And I've had a plan since the beginning to build a castle and possibly a town over here in this wide open plains. I want to go ahead and start planning out where I'm going to build certain things. I also want to start planning one particular kind of farm that I haven't yet built. A farm that is so vital to Minecraft that I can't believe I hadn't actually built it yet on this world. As I do have one on my Twitch channel, Bedrock Edition World of Rylum. A wood farm. Which, honestly, I can't believe that I haven't done a wood farm on this world yet. But I think the whole reason why I hadn't is because I was going to tear up part of the forest next to my house, and then decided not to do that and just kept planting and harvesting spruce trees. Which I'll still do. I'll still do the planting and harvesting of big spruce trees, because I love doing that. It's easy and satisfying. But I do need an actual organized tree farm, too. Because that helps get me a lot of the other kinds of wood that you can't get a giant form of, or don't come as a 2x2 sapling planting. Now, I want to build the tree farm close to where my house is, though. I'm going to give it a certain shape, if I can. Aha! There's one of the zombies I've been hearing. That's interesting, Story Master. Interesting bit of trivia. Alright, Fox Kid, Buffer. See ya. Thanks for dropping in. Sorry again that the YouTube is so weird about when you're able to chat. Alright, so what I want to do for this tree farm, which again, I can't believe that I hadn't done one of any kind yet. But I'm actually kind of glad, because now I can try to build one that's kind of bigger and also has a structure to it. What I'm thinking for this tree farm is making a windmill. Not anything major of a windmill, just a solid windmill. And then having trees planted behind it. So I'm thinking we make a base for the windmill. Kinda octagonal. An octagon-shaped windmill. Maybe. And I want to have it open off to a corner. I want to have it open at a corner. And then I'll kind of figure out if I want to have the blade of the windmill, the actual fan of the windmill, go that way or that way. I think it kind of suit it to go over here. And then again, the tree farm we will plant back here. We'll dig where we need to be able to put down the parts for it back here. Uh-oh. I need to head back to the base. I need to head back into the house. Actually, no, the mine is right here. Let's go check the mine. See if we can sleep in the bed. If we can sleep, we know this is a thunderstorm. Not a thunderstorm. Okay. All good. Just wanted to make sure if it was a thunderstorm or not. If it was, I was going to dive into bed. If it wasn't a thunderstorm, or since it isn't a thunderstorm, I'm just going to go ahead and get back to work. It's actually a little closer than I was intending. Dun da da, dun dun da da da. Hey, back base. Glad you can make it, my friend. How are you doing? Doing well? I hope so. Good, good. I'm glad you're doing good. How's everybody doing? Everybody else doing alright? Everybody doing good? Everybody having a good day? Yes, I remember. That was weird but interesting. I'm doing pretty good myself, Donut. Thank you for asking. I'm glad to hear you're doing good too, Backface. I'm glad to hear people are doing good today. Uh-oh. It's getting dark. Time to go to bed. Alright, Story Master. See ya. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Alright, here we go. Time to work some more on this server. Okay, that's not good. We got a creeper. Creeper, creeper, creeper. Creeper? Oh, man. Oh, boy. Not good. Another thing I'd like to do is try to make it so that this windmill is also for a big wheat farm. Because I need a lot of wheat anyway. And when I make the castle and the town around it, that's going to also need... That would logically require a lot of wheat to be able to make enough bread to feed all the people that would be in that place. Hey! Way to go, Donut! You landed your plane successfully? Way to go! Oh, crud. There's a big old hole in here. Well, is no problem for me. All I gotta do is fit it in. I mean, if I've got enough dirt, I can just use that. Oh, shut up, you stupid traveling merchant! Stupid wandering trader. Always so useless. You almost never have anything good. Then again, maybe they got something good this time. Let's take a look. Bubble coil, bubble coral, and red sand, pufferfish. That's all you have that would be worth anything, and it's not even worth your prices. The bucket of pufferfish is especially not worth it. Well, actually, no, I guess the bucket of pufferfish is kind of worth it. I mean, it's hard to get a hold of a bucket of pufferfish. It's for yourself, right? I don't know. It just doesn't quite seem worth the price he's asking for it. Yeah, I'm thinking we make us some cobblestone steps up to the windmill. And the windmill's got this octagonal base. We build it up, make the fan out of that side, give it a nice roof, and then out the back side we've got tree farming, and out the other way we've got wheat farming. And we'll kind of make it a gradual slope down a little bit of a hill. Whoop! Another hole. Well, same solution as the other one, right? Just fit it in. Fill it in with lots of dirt to make sure it's a solid. And just, I guess, hope that nothing ever blows it all up and makes it obvious we did the cover-up. I'm looking at the creepers out there. You stinky heads. You make it so that any effort like this is ruined. And you know you do it too. Stinky creepers. Anyway, moving on. Oh, please tell me this isn't another... Nope, okay, it's not another hole. Yeah, I think I'm gonna flatten this out and make it work for the shape I'm going for. You know what I just realized? We didn't enchant anything yet. We got all those levels and we haven't enchanted anything. Now why is that? Oh yeah, I got distracted. I distracted myself with my talking. It's not the first time I've done that either. What do you guys think of this voice, by the way? You think it's okay? Does it sound like a convincing Mario voice? Do you think it could work for a Mario? Because it's my best imitation of the voice I've heard some people give a Mario. Personally, I prefer to do a Mario voice more like a Mario. You know, like this. Have to do a much higher tone. But this lower tone is actually a little easier to maintain for a longer time. That's actually interesting though, I think about it. How is it that I can do a lower tone voice a bit easier than I can do a higher tone voice? Oh, right. Is my range. Well, that answered that question quite effectively. I just thought of something. Where am I going to put the double trees? I don't want to have dark oak by my house all the time. I want to have somewhere I can plant it. I think we do some double wide tree spots, not anything special, just a little spots, you know. Actually, let's do it over here. Bring it over this way a little bit. Thicken up this boundary. Yeah, this is looking good. I wonder if anyone ever had the idea of having a Mario be playing in a Minecraft. Probably, but they probably did it in a way completely different from what I'm thinking. Oh, wait a minute, what am I saying? There is somebody who did, I believe it was Level Up. Yeah, it was Level Up, I remember now. Mario Craft! It's actually a really nice little series. If you haven't seen it before, you ought to go and look at it. It's a sprite animation series. A very good caliber, too. Although it hasn't gotten any new updates in a while. I want to say he got to Mario Kart 4. But then he then Level Up did other things too, and I think he got him. I think he and whoever's working with him got so busy with all the other smaller projects that they're not able to keep doing the other ones like a Mario Kart. Hey, yep, that's what I'm doing. Making a nice little tree farm here, and there's some plots for bigger trees right here. Gotta make sure I can do all the major kinds of trees, you know. I'll have to have somewhere else separate for nether trees, though. You know, the nether mushroom thingies. I don't like to call them trees. They're mushrooms, not trees. I mean, technically speaking, they're supposed to be mushrooms, not trees. Kinda weird when you think about it, isn't it? Because I mean, it's warp fungus and crimson fungus. Fungus is not a tree. It's a fungus. There's a difference between the fungus and the tree. A fungus is a mushroom, or a mushroom is a kind of a fungus. All mushrooms are fungus, and not all fungus are mushrooms. That's a funny way of looking at it. Makes me think of the old phrase about the snakes. You ever hear of this one? All snakes are reptiles, well not all reptiles are snakes. Is anybody getting tired of the Mario voice? I can always stop the Mario voice if anybody is getting tired of it. Personally, I like it. I don't mind keep doing it. But I'm just saying, if anybody gets tired of it, let me know. If anybody gets tired of it when I'm doing it, let me know, and I'll lay off. Uh-oh. It's getting dark again. We better go jump in a bed. I have to light up that foundation I placed for the windmill. I mean, it's not really a foundation. It's just like a line. It's just a line to define where it's gonna be built. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we got a 6x5. It's a little bit bigger than I was going for, but I'm not complaining. Actually, I'm glad it's bigger than I was planning. It means I'll get more trees. I don't know, should I do a 6x6 tree plot thing? I can't decide. On the one hand, I kinda think I should. On another hand, I'm not so sure. You know what? Yes, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna have to adjust the windmill. Gonna have to move the windmill a bit just to make sure that it fits. But it's for a good cause. I want to make sure I've got plenty of room for trees to grow without interfering with the windmill or anything else, and especially not each other. You know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. Uh-oh, that was a lag spike. Why does that happen? I thought we kinda fixed most of the lag problems in this game. And now suddenly I've got lag spikes happening on Bedrock Edition again? Something isn't right there. There's something, oh, what's the word? Oh yeah, screwy going on with that. But that's just me thinking out loud. For all I know, this kind of a lag is just normal, and I've just gotten used to not seeing it that much. I mean, it has been a while since I've played the world seriously. Alright. Nice. And now we place down cobblestone again for the thing. And yeah, I'm dropping the Mario-esque voice. It's fun, but doing that for too long starts to bother me a little. Still too close to the tree farm. Actually, I guess it's okay. Alright. Well, that's the tree farm kind of done. I still want to build a structure here, a windmill. Because, I mean, they gotta have somewhere to process wheat and wood. Process wheat and lumber. So that's why the windmill is going to be the centerpiece to a wheat farm area and also a tree farm area. But I'm not so sure about the size of this thing. I just can't decide. Kinda did another successful landing. How do you kinda do a successful landing, donut? Ah. Well, as long as you didn't have a bounce, as long as everything worked out okay in the end, I guess it's still a successful landing, isn't it? I need to go down into the mine. I need to get some more cobblestone. I might as well turn the effort of getting cobblestone to something useful. Try to get some iron from down here. Behold! I asked for iron, I receive iron! Yep. I wholeheartedly agree with you there. Item sorters are the absolute worst stuff to make in vanilla. Gotta get so much iron and redstone that it's not even funny. Matter of fact, in a way, it's kind of sad how much you end up needing. Yeah. See what I mean? Trying to make an item sorter is an expensive pain. Ooh, that's right, we're in a slime chunk here. I forgot all about that. Cool. Yes, yes I do. A lot of stuff. Would you believe that I'm probably going to end up needing even more stuff down the road? Boing, 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 boing. Boing. Because I like doing these 3x3 tunnels. I like doing these 3x3 main tunnels. And I have to have tunnels on every level for each of the major materials, such as iron, gold, and then diamonds. And on the gold and the diamond levels, I can get redstone and lapis. So I've got a tunnel for all the important stuff that you can get from mining. Emeralds, it's far more efficient to just get them from trading with villagers. And then quartz, of course, you can only get in the nether, along with ancient debris. So that's why I've got such a big mine, because it helps me get all the iron and gold that I need until the day I can make iron and gold farms. Which, a zombie piglin farm is pretty much also a gold farm. Its primary use will be for XP, but when it's active, we'll also get a good amount of gold out of it. And I mean like a ton of gold. make a new shovel, because the one we have is about to break. Grab a little bit of lapis, and let's go do a quick enchantment. Hello! I have no idea how to pronounce that name. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Hope you enjoy your time here. I mean no offense, I just generally do not know how I can pronounce that name, that username. But welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy your time here. Ooh, yes please. This is not a joinable server. This is a solo world that I'm playing on. Oh my gosh. That is a really good enchantment on an axe. I'm gonna have to make sure to keep that around. Efficiency 4 and Unbreaking 3 on my axe. Call you Oscar. Okay, Oscar. Fair enough. I can call you Oscar. Thank you very much. I put... what is this, 16 episodes? I put in 16 streams worth into this. Of time and effort. So I'm glad to hear you like it. I'm glad to hear it looks good. No, I do not, Donut. I do not have mending yet. I wish I did. That way I could put it on my pickaxe and keep it from breaking. And on a sword. Not to mention other armor pieces. That's probably another thing we're going to have to do at some point is go ahead and go get a villager and train it to do mending trades. And that makes the build site. I think when I do the windmill, I want to do birch wood for the basis. But before I can do that, I probably need to put that tree farm I made to good use. Farming some birch. So let's go put in some birch trees. I might go see if I can find a birch-centric biome. That's the one thing that chunk base would still be good for, is finding biomes. Finding biomes and some structures it can still do. If you check the rules that have been pinned in the chat, Oscar, you'll see no. We would prefer that you didn't do caps lock. We're giving it this about an hour and a half. Okay. I'll have to figure out how I'm doing the stairs up to where the windmill will be. But that is a matter to worry about on another session. Because that's all the time I have for this particular Minecraft session, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. If you did, please be sure to leave likes, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next stream. Until next time, everybody, I am JGardo1, your guide, bard, and humble host into the world's virtual and fantastical. And I'll see y'all next time, right here, on Guardian Studios. Bye!